Right, so this is the Spanish 110 head, if you can remember. We took it off, we took the engine out. I've just cleaned it up a little bit because I'm going to put it in the washer, in the blaster and things like this. But first of all, before we do anything, we're wasting our time cleaning it. We've got to make sure that there's no cracks in it, because if there's any cracks in it, it's a waste of time, it's junk. So what I did was I cleaned it off a little bit with the with an orbital sander with some like 350 grit in it, and just went across it and took the carbon off. And then I went across it with my straight edge, and it's really good. It's really flat. You know, it's really encouraging. There is some pits here from corrosion, but I think a little bit of JB Weld will fix that, providing it's not cracked, you see. Now, one thing I did notice with this when I cleaned it out, which will give rise to why it was knocking, if you can see here, on the head here, there's two little marks either side, and that's like it's been getting very hot. It's like pre-combustion, and that would mean while it was knocking, the diesel injector pump was too far advanced, and that's what it causes. I expected to see something similar in the pistons. I haven't seen yet, but first of all, let's get this in the parts wash. I cleaned up the valves already, thinking it was a bit, you know, dirty, but they were perfect. They were absolutely perfect when I took them out. Let me get this on. Let me go and put it into the pressure testing equipment, a tub. Right, so I've got a container full of water's about 70 odd degrees. I've just noticed that my airline is leaking. That's why my compressor was going off all the time. I just got to, you know, just dunk them in a bucket of water. You can see it leaking. Just a bit. Never mind. So now what we're going to do, we're going to clip the hose on. This valve isn't particularly good, but it'll give us a good idea. So we'll close the valve, put our airline on. Yeah, it goes to £130 my shop air, but let's have a quick look with the camera off. Let's get this off. And you can see there's no bubbles. I mean, I'll zoom out, that's even better, isn't it? Look, you can see there's no bubbles. Nout. Nothing at all. Bugger all. Let's go around the other side. I have to do it here because there's a drain here so I can empty the bucket. Yep, that is a good head. You know, that is good. And just to prove it, we'll take that off. You see the valve leaks a bit, but and that's it. So now we can clean that head up and you know, just check. I checked the guides. The guides were perfect, so it just really needs a clean up and have a look inside. I'm going to take the end covers off. This one's already off where the thermostat housing is. I'm also going to take the core plugs out at the end and here, so we can have a good look inside and see if we can get any corrosion out with the sandblaster. Now, the reason why I put it in hot water is so that it dries out quicker. So let me get that out, let's get it dried up, cleaned, blasted in the sandblaster first and then in the vapor honing machine, and let's see what we've got. So I cleaned the head up and the pitting came out. Now, we did actually look at this before when we put a saw through it, and this is really thick and it didn't crack. Not too bad. All the castings inside came up beautiful. I haven't put it through the ultrasonic yet because I forgot to switch the bloody thing off and it had gone cold. Not too bad. The block, put the pistons sort of halfway down, filled them up to about 2 cupfuls each, and they all went down pretty evenly. This one, number 3, was a bit of a more reluctant. I've got a feeling the cylinders are good on this. I really do. These are standard pistons, but I think they're going to be alright. In fact, I think the whole engine's going to be alright. So what I'll do tomorrow, if I aren't too busy, I'll pull the rest of this apart. We'll have a look at it. See how it goes. I don't think it needs reboring. I don't even think it needs a horn. But we'll get the measurement out and the measuring thing out and we'll measure it up. But I think it's alright. A fresh set of rings, fresh set of bearings. I think it'll be fine. Honestly, I do. Get that front cover off, get the sump off, clean the block out. Yeah, I think it'll be alright. It's had blue silicone everywhere. Now I noticed there might be a bit of blue silicone actually on the sump itself, which would be a bit of a telltale that it's had some work done to it before. I'm not sure because it's all mucky. I know I put a new crank seal on it years ago, so that's not too bad. And probably salvage that one again. Not too bad. Let's see what tomorrow brings.